Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we're gonna do, well, we're not gonna do anything. I recorded me doing something that I had in my head, and I started recording it and doing a regular video. But between the dogs and the neighbors and all, it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it as far as that goes. So I'm just gonna talk through it. I just have a piece of Bristol paper that I folded in half. And Deco Art sent me a big box of supplies the other day. So I want to use them in this and see what they're like. So this is the blue, it's ultramarine blue. And I'm going to put down their titanium white with it. I don't know. I have to look in the box if there's black. I really want to see what their black is like. I know I'm a folk art girl, a plaid girl. I definitely am. But I'm allowed. It's okay for me to use other products. And if, company sends products, and, most of the time I do videos with them. So, and that's what I'm doing today. So I was thinking the other night there was a Christmas commercial coming on, and I couldn't believe it. It was just bizarre about layaway or something. And so I was sitting and I was like, oh, I'd love to be able to do like I don't know if it's, I want to say a gnome, but it's not a gnome. He has a Christmas tree on his head, which, we'll see. We'll see. I was just playing around. And all I did here was did the black and white. I started it off as a background as far as like a sky kind of thing, which it came out really good. The premium, the Deco Art Americana premium paint, delicious. It's really, really good. And then the bottle exploded on me because I shook it and squeezed it and then opened it. And yeah, it kind of had a moment with me and the paint. So I just took the inside. I hate wasting. Most of the time I do my best not to waste. So I just put it on another piece of paper, which is what I did. I used a cotton ball to smear it out because I get a lot of questions asking what else can I use if I don't want to use my brush or don't have brushes to use. So I used a cotton ball, believe it or not, worked perfectly, gave you really good texture. And then I used a makeup sponge that you can get at those were from Ulta, but you get these at the dollar store. You get like 20 or 50 in a pack for $1. Great. Now this is the Extreme Sheen from Deco Art in gold, and I believe it's what is that? Some sort of silver, dark silver, and I can't remember the name, and I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I shook it, and we're going to see what that does. I don't know what I did next. Okay, so I'm just touching up with some extra white, because in my head at the moment, I thought, oh, I'm going to do this, but then it didn't turn out that way. I was going to do a tree kind of growing out, but it didn't work. So, or didn't continue that way. I got my favorite little star stamp, and I meant to grab my other stamps of the stars, but I didn't have them, nor did I have my stencil. So we're just going in with this Extreme Sheen gold, and I'm painting it on. Now I'm going to tell you, you're going to see, it wasn't the greatest. It just wasn't the greatest. I don't know. I'm going to have to like experiment a little bit more and see what exactly, maybe this is supposed to be used on glass and I used it on paper, which then makes sense, right? That it didn't work as good, but I mean, it's pretty and it worked, but it wasn't what I was going for, so, and I was putting the brush in the paint, but then I was just like, well, let me see. It's kind of like, I don't know, blotchy. But I did it, I used it, and you'll see, and I don't know if you'll see at the final picture or at the beginning of this where I post the picture what it looks like. So I'm getting back into doing some dolls and stuff, and so like I said, I had this gnome in my head in a sense, and I thought, why not just sit and play and see if I can get it into something, something cute. And I didn't want to use red. That's the only thing. I didn't have red, but I didn't use red. See, oh, there I go. I'm wiping off that star. I don't wipe off stencils. I barely wipe off stamps, but when I use them with paint, I do because I want that star to kind of stay its shape. And now I'm just going in with white because I have the white sitting there, and why not, don't waste it. And I'm just kind of doing a big beard. He's like my little Christmas tree guy. That's what he is. I don't know his name, but do you ever just want to sit and paint and not care what the heck you're painting and not necessarily care how it comes out? That's what I'm doing today. So I'm just painting white down to kind of like how I want his beard to be. You know, not a big deal. What am I using? Now I'm taking the scantiest little teeny dot of black because I want a gray, because I want to go around and like kind of shadow a bit. And I'll take some white back in and kind of edit down that black or gray. But I want it in there just so it has some texture and shows up on the background. And then I realized, oh, I need that to be up higher if I want his nose and more of his beard. So that's what I'm doing. Now this is when things do not become happy for me. This is the Deco Arts Americana acrylic paint in coral. I have coral, and then there is, what color are you? You are brilliant purple. And then green tree. Green tree? Green tea? Green tree. And then there's a blue in there. These, I'm sorry to say, I do not like them. I do not like them. I used the coral there for his little nose, which, okay. I had to go over it a couple times. It was not a good color. It wasn't very opaque. Maybe it's not supposed to be, but it wasn't. And now I'm just taking some white and I'm just giving him a little head. That's what she said, Kathy. And I'm just going in and, you know, just kind of editing kind of where I want to put it, put some paint down. Again, using white paint as a quote-unquote gesso. Completely fine. Why waste it? Why pour out the gesso? I'm just going in there. There you go. And I'm just adding it. And you're going to see it go through a total mess. And even at the end, you might not like it, and that's okay. You don't have to. I was just playing around. And I'm just painting, pulling that white through and taking away some of that gray, just so it looks, you know, a little bit better. Giving him eyes. And then here's the green tree. And as you can see, it's poopy. It's a poopy tree. Poopy green tree. And then at this point, and you can see me, I'm shaking. And at this point, I was like, all right, this isn't going to be exactly what I wanted. The color wasn't coming out. So acrylic paint is great in the, you know, because you can go over it with other colors or whatever. And you're going to see what I do in a bit. Just giving him a little mouth. I wanted it to be a heart, but I changed it into a line because it just didn't turn out the way I wanted. Such is life. So now I'm just going to go over and trace the hat or tree, as you will see. Beastie Boy in the house. And yeah. I mean, sometimes you just have to sit down and have fun. And like I said, I folded a piece of Bristol paper, and now it gives me 4 places, like 4 different sheets to work on, to play with, to, you know, put down something. So yeah, so that's what I did. And then I did take, which I think I show you, the rest of the paint, and I smear it in my page inside because I don't want it to go to waste. And I'll just have to deal with the blue page when I go in, right? Not a big deal, but I'm very upset over those shoes because I just wanted them to be green. So they weren't. Just drawing it now. Going in with that green to see if I can get it green. Not too bad, but it's not what I wanted. It's a very pastel green. So when I think of green tree, I think of a green, like pine tree, right? Pine needles, green. I think these colors are pastels. I'm not completely sure, but those ones are not my favorite. I'm not going to lie. I finally just took a green marker and did this because it's going to be a tree. You're going to see. I'm rhyming like please. So I made that his tree, and then I took some more white paint, and that is the blue, which, let me see the color. The color is Laguna. Sorry, putting it back in my drawer. And I went over his nose a little bit with just a darker, kind of like a reddish orange marker. And now I'm going with the gold again. I'm going to go over the stars. I put a star at the top, which you will see I will outline. And look, dry in between. When you do that background, make sure you dry it, that blue and white background, until it is done before you add the white again, because it's going to just smear. You're not going to get like good layers, you know what I mean? And any two colors that you do this with, or just three colors, whatever, and you add white in there, you want to just do it and then let it dry and then go over it, let it dry. So you kind of get that really cool layer look, and you can use it as a background. So, you know. All right, now I'm going in with purple. I'm kind of over these colors because they just aren't working for me. I couldn't even use the purple. I tried, and it was just like, there was no way. Not in this anyway. Maybe in a different painting. I'll have to play around. Going back in, touching up the white. Now you're going to see me do something incredibly stupid. Me doing something stupid? Uh-huh. You'll see. But don't you worry, because I do the little thing that I tell you guys to do all the time, which you'll see. So now I want to put balls on here, because who doesn't love some balls on them? And he does. So I go in with the purple and the sheen color, mix them together. I have a purple sheen, and then I mixed it with the other purple. You'll see. And then I'm going in, and this didn't work for poop. That's why I'm like, I don't know if this is meant to be in this kind of mixed media. I'll have to play around and use it in. Now I go in with the dark blue because the purple was not working, which makes a complete mess, as you will see. So yeah, so I'll play with it in a different context to see maybe, you know what I mean? Not necessarily in this. Well, that's a hot mess. And you didn't hear me curse. So I'm going in, and I just got a paintbrush, and I am just going around the stars a little bit, just kind of tracing them, no big deal. Now I did use, which you'll see, what are you called? I love these tulip beads in a bottle. I used it in metal, gold. And these are, I bought these, I think they're done now. I think I got the last one in clearance. But I do like them. They're beads in a bottle. And then the picture in the beginning, I went over all the stars. Now you're going to see me take water on a brush, clean, and go on and wipe all those little blue balls I put on there, because I'm just not liking it. And look, see, comes off, no mistake. Acrylic's great. Acrylic's for somebody like me who just has no patience, who, you know, makes a mistake and just wants to continue going on. So, you know, that's what it is. Okay, so drawing it again, going in with my green Faber-Castell, giving them little eyes and all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this. As always,